Welcome back to episode 17 of the 50 Shades of NBA podcast. I'm your co-host, Trey.
I'm Nathan.
And yeah, you ready to just get into this?
Yeah, let's get in.
I'm still pulling up the spreadsheet.
Okay, you're good. Well, the first thing we have on our spreadsheet for today, and if you followed our Twitter or the Twitter activity today, you know.
Oh, it was a little crazy.
Yeah, a lot was happening. A lot of conversations were going, but the one that Trey and I kind of focused in on, or I put on the sheet because that's what I was interacting with the most, was should the Raptors make a move? And in specific, we're looking at a move for Miles Turner or DeAndre Ayton. So they're looking at a 5, and those were the two names that came up.
Yeah, they were earlier in the season. They were also attached to Jakob Poeltl.
Mm-hmm.
And I
feel like that'd be a cheaper asking price.
Be a cheaper asking price, but you already traded him away once.
Yeah.
But also, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're either going to do some weird 1-for-1 trade, right?
Yeah.
Where it's going to be like a Fred VanVleet for DeAndre Ayton type thing, where you're like, oh, grass is greener for both sides, blah, 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 blah. And just hope that fixes a lot. But the moment that happens, you have Scotty Barnes kicking out to the 3, Pascal to the 4, Gary Trent to the 2. I don't know who
Just
your 1
not
is.
a lot of.
I guess your 1's like Delano Banton or something.
Yeah, I was looking at that because
DeAndre.
I was trying to like make a DeAndre trade make sense because it'd be cool to see him. They need a 5, but
they do need a 5.
Scotty's a power forward.
Pascal's a power forward.
Yeah, and then OG is a small forward. So
yeah, so like, what do you?
You're not going to have either Scotty or Pascal.
I guess
coming
you
off
go
the bench.
Gary Trent Jr. at point guard, but he's averaging like 1.7 assists in his last 5 games, I think.
And then I just look at that. I'm like, that's such a tall lineup, and with how the league tends to go small.
Mm-hmm.
The small ball stuff, they would just get played off the court.
And it's not like you're doing like Cleveland Cavaliers tall ball.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
It's not like you have Evan Mobley and Lauri Markkanen who are still pretty quick for their size.
Yeah, they're
like
agile.
Scotty Barnes, he's pretty quick for his size.
Mm-hmm.
Pascal and DeAndre are not.
No.
Pascal is a really good center because he's not that agile, but he's super like skilled.
Mm-hmm. He is.
So I just don't understand.
Yeah,
the reason.
I
like,
know, man.
I guess I was talking about with my boss Zach. Shout out Zach if you're listening.
Shout out Zach.
But I was talking about this with Zach, and it was just like, I guess your hope is that Scotty Barnes takes a leap and DeAndre Ayton takes a leap.
Yeah.
And that like you hope that there's something more left to be said in those things. That's what he was saying. He's like, I just don't get it.
Yeah,
I just don't get it. Siakam, excellent this year.
Yeah, he's going to be an
Excellent
all-star, potential for All-NBA. I know that was one of his goals coming into the year.
I hope he does make All-NBA. He kind of deserves it.
Yeah, he's been on a tear, and you'd love to see that continue. Like, his quote at the start of the year was like, "There's not 5 people better than me," or something like that, either at the position or in the NBA.
Well, there doesn't have to be 5 players better than him for him not to make an All-NBA team.
Yeah.
There has to be 3.
Yep. No,
You silly fool. You silly.
Yeah, he was definitely betting on himself. But
Which I respect.
For the thread, you and we had some dialogue on it. But I said that I would like to see Ayton because, I don't know, I like how he plays a little bit better. At first, I was totally against the idea of Miles Turner because I was like, oh, I feel like he's old. He's only 26, which is pleasant to see. He can stretch the floor a little more for you.
A lot more. A lot more than the Ayton can. And he'll hit his free throws.
Mm-hmm. He will. So I do understand that standpoint, so you can kind of be more comfortable with how your offense actually runs.
Yeah, it's a lot more fluid with Miles Turner in there.
It would be.
But your ceiling is so much lower with Miles Turner as your target.
I mean,
or Jakob Poeltl for that matter.
Yeah. I like how Ayton is a rebounding machine.
Yeah.
I looked it up, and what do you call it? Turner's never had a 10 rebound, like averaging 10 rebounds in a season.
True.
And over his career, it's like 7 or something. I was like, ooh.
He's not the best rebounder. That's why.
But again,
he works really well next to Sabonis.
Yeah,
not
do you
really
need him to be though? If you have Siakam and Scotty Barnes on that court,
you don't. That's the thing.
Man, I might be talking myself into Miles Turner.
See, I can talk myself into Miles Turner short term.
Yeah.
If you have a superstar, I can talk myself into Miles Turner. Miles Turner is like a notch below All-Star. You know, like he's very good. He'll get you like 3 blocks a game average, which is crazy. He'll stretch the floor for you. He'll do everything you need him to do, minus rebounding somewhat. But you also got to think when he was in Indiana for most of that time with Sabonis there after the Paul George trade. He didn't have to rebound. Sabonis was rebounding. Yep. He was playing the 4, which was kind of a gross fit. Yeah. But also it made the most sense because Sabonis can't stretch the floor like that.
Yep.
And so that's the difference there. But your ceiling as that team, is it getting you past the second round?
I think second round would be the cap, but
at least this year.
Yeah. If you do make a trade like this, I said in my Twitter, because you said at what point, do you have X amount of good players and not great? I was like, they got to hope that Scotty Barnes will become that great player. And you brought up the point that they kept him on the team as opposed to bringing in someone like KD, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's what you hope he develops into.
I mean, if you go like, if you trade, let's say you trade Fred VanVleet for DeAndre Ayton, right? Yeah. And that might be paying too much for DeAndre. We don't really know. But if you paid Fred VanVleet for DeAndre, and then, you don't have a point guard, but now you're starting Gary Trent at the 1, OG at the 2, or vice versa, because OG's been averaging like 4 to 5 assists per game lately. And then you put Scotty Barnes at the 3, who doesn't like to shoot threes.
Yeah.
And you put Siakam at the 4, who can't really shoot threes as well as like Scotty can, which is not really great because Scotty doesn't like threes. And then you put him at the 5, you're just kind of like, okay, who's my playmaker here? Who's my primary ball handler? Like, is it OG? Then what are you doing? But if you do this trade and you go, I want DeAndre and I want Miles Turner, and then suddenly you flip your boy Scotty along with like an OG or something for like one of those top tier players, it makes a lot more sense. But here's the thing:
who do you think would be calling for him?
Originally, it'd be KD, right? That was the big connection, was KD to Toronto.
Yeah,
but they're playing well.
Yeah, they're playing well.
So why would KD want out again? And so you have to look around the league, and it's just like, do you hope like a Donovan Mitchell level player becomes available again? Because I don't think this season we're going to have superstar trades like we have the past 5.
I think it'll be, like you said, the notch below all-star. A lot of those players are going to be moving in. I know you're putting together a great spreadsheet that we'll share later, and you'll see a lot of those players' names on there. But
there's a lot of players. I have like 20 or some players on a spreadsheet listed of that they're getting trade rumored.
Yeah.
And the interested teams. And I think their stats are on there, and then also the Twitter sources on there too. From
you guys should enjoy it.
Yeah, all 28 of you who follow the Twitter should enjoy it.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Shout out Carson.
Shout out Carson.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. But moving on, because I don't have anything else to add with that other than the Raptors are. I don't want to say in no man's land with.
They could be though.
They could be
if they lock themselves out like that.
I think they need to make a move regardless if they're buying or selling.
You need to let us know if you're buying or selling. And if you're buying, you need to actually be buying.
You got to buy.
Like, I understand the reasoning behind DeAndre Ayton more, just because it's like, it'd be like the same thing as like trading for Wiseman, where it's just like, oh, does he have that next level? We don't know yet. But he might.
He could.
He's a first overall pick. Let's see. Yeah.
Let's find out.
Screw it. DeAndre Ayton. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
I dig it. But moving on, NBA just released their top 5 for the clutch player of the year.
Give it to me.
New award.
I'm going into this blind.
All right, sounds good. I'll start at 5. Jalen Brunson.
You.
Man, I thought there'd be a bigger reception for that.
Listen, I love Jalen Brunson. Yeah. I'm just joking.
He's your boy. He had a good game the other night.
He did. So did RJ Barrett.
Yeah, so did RJ Barrett.
So did Scotty Barnes, actually. Now we're talking about it. Pascal was not
26, 7 and something. Number 4 is Donovan Mitchell.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Number 3 is DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar to mid-range?
DeMar to mid-range. Luka is number 2.
Yeah, okay.
I'm ready. Then number 1 is De'Aaron Fox. Yeah. Yeah. All right, real quick reactions.
I want De'Aaron Fox lower. I want Jalen Brunson higher, and I want Luka number 1.
Okay.
I want it to go Luka, then De'Aaron, I think.
Okay.
And then I want who was 4?
4 was Donovan Mitchell.
I want D Mitch there, and then I want Jalen, and then I want DeMar to mid range.
Okay. I would agree with you with having DeMar at 5.
Mm-hmm.
I would move Brunson to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell.
So
Biasly, I want to have him at
He's
2.
so good. I would understand it too.
I think I'm gonna have him 2. Fox can be my 3, and then Luka for 1.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm. You know what?
That'll
I'll
be my
agree to
top
that one.
5.
De'Aaron Fox, I'll never forgive you for your rookie game winner against Philadelphia. It was actually so cool. He got a handoff from George Hill, and he just took it at the
That's
baseline.
kind of nice. That's kind of nice.
It was pretty sick. I remember watching the highlight.
But yeah, I think that's the first one they've released.
That's a solid
Or
list.
first one I've paid attention. It is.
That's a solid clutch list.
I can't be too mad about it. They're showing love to a lot of people, not just the stereotypical like big names and stuff.
I like that Brunson's on there a lot.
I do too.
And Fox, honestly.
Mm-hmm. No, Fox was a name I definitely didn't expect, and I definitely didn't expect him at the 1 spot too. So King's
like
getting
Luka,
some love. Yeah, Luka, you know that name's going to be on there since
D-Mitch, honestly,
he has to
still
clutch up.
underrated somehow.
He is. Even after dropping 71.
D-Book has done more for his like rankings of 1 to 2 with being hurt than he has all season.
Yeah.
They're like 3-13 without D-Book this year.
The Suns are bad, bro. The Suns are bad without
They're going
him.
off horrendously.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later.
All right.
My bad.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. What about him? DeAndre Ayton.
Trade him.
Really? All right. Sorry.
I don't know.
Really?
Trade DeAndre Ayton?
Or Chris Paul?
Oh, no, I said trade DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that for Chris Paul. I was like,
no,
wow.
No, I grumbled out a DeAndre Ayton before I said trade him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Trade Chris Paul, sure. If someone will take that contract from you, absolutely.
Screw it. Who do you think they'd get back?
Fred
VanVleet. Fred to the Suns.
Gross. What a gross sentence.
It really is.
It's like Eric Bledsoe part 2. What are you going to do? How quickly that team fell apart.
No kidding.
You start with Devin Booker. You add Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder wants out. DeAndre Ayton also clearly wants out, but also wants a bag. And then on top of that, he couldn't not, though.
Yeah.
On top of that, Chris Paul, what are you doing?
He's kind of been like
What's your point? You're
respectfully a shell of himself.
Like a 15-8 player right now.
Yeah.
Did we just witness Chris Paul's fall and no one noticed it?
Okay, I'm going to do a quick analogy. Is Chris Paul's season this year kind of similar to Brady's season with the Bucks?
No, because Brady still finished like top 5 in passing yards.
Yeah, because they're down the whole.
Yeah, but like the Suns are always down too, and you don't see Chris Paul scoring.
Yeah. All right, bad analogy.
I'm looking up his stats. I'm looking up his stats.
Bad analogy. But I guess since we're already talking about the Suns, we'll get into them. They've been bad as of recently. I think it was yesterday they were 12th spot in the West.
He's not 15-9. He's 13-8.
Oh, even less scoring.
Assists.
And assists. You hate to see it. But yeah, they're 12th right now in the West. And we've been talking about how good and how competitive the West is all year. Granted, it's not a huge hole to have to dig out of because they're 2 games out of the 8th or the 6th spot. 3 games under 500. But I think a lot of these other teams are on a more positive and upward trajectory, if that makes sense. And it just does. I don't know. Stuff's not clicking in Phoenix.
It's not.
And if you're going to make a move, getting rid of DeAndre Ayton, I don't think that helps you immediately.
I don't think it does either.
So
I think your value on DeAndre Ayton, thanks to how you handle DeAndre Ayton, is so low.
It is. It really is.
You remember after the finals when you'd have people like sudden Suns fans appear and they'll be like, DeAndre Ayton's a top 3 center.
Literally.
DeAndre Ayton's a better pick than Luka.
All over the place.
Everywhere. Where are you now?
Yeah.
At least Bam fans are still out here.
They're still bamming.
They're still fighting for the Bam. Fight for the Bam is my new cover band, by the way. That's not
Give it
true,
a listen.
But it'd be funny.
Look it up on Spotify.
I don't think it's a thing.
It's just no results.
Don't steal my band name.
My bad. Trademark. Patent pending.
Patent pending.
But you also got to move a guy like Jay Crowder. Granted, he hasn't been on the team.
What are you going to do with Jay Crowder? What's Jay Crowder's point?
I don't know. I can't wait till the deadline happens.
What, like $10 million, 9.61, something like that?
I'll look for you.
9 to like 10.5, I think is what he's making.
That it sounds right.
Are you gonna like? Do you call up like the Lakers and be like, oh, Pat Bev for Jay Crowder straight up?
Crowder's making 10.1. That's pretty good. Toot that horn, dude.
Doo-doo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, hold on.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. We've had this ability this whole time, and first time using it.
It's because I always forget which one the applause button is.
Okay, that's fair. You don't want to like accidentally boo yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
That's
fair.
why. But I remembered it was the yellow one this time.
Mm-hmm. Start labeling them.
No, like what do you do with that? Like you have to match it to 125% of his salary, so he's doing 10.1.
Yep. Quick maths. Hold on.
Times 1.25. So you can max it up to $12.625 million, right? That's not enough to get you Pat Bev. Pat Bev's making 13.26 or something.
Just barely. That is tough.
It's just like a little bit too short. So what do you do then? You go lower and you just try to figure out like how you're gonna do a 10 1 0 0 0 0 0 times 0.75. And you go for someone making like $7.57 million dollars, and you just like, do you call up Philadelphia at that point and you like Matisse plus Furkan for Jay?
Who says no there?
I might, as a Sixers fan, I might say no.
Yeah.
From a value perspective. Matisse,
organization.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. There's like a stat, like Matisse is like, when he plays 20 minutes a game, or 20 minutes in the game, we're like 15-0.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I'm in disbelief at that.
Yeah, it's something crazy like that.
Why don't y'all play him 20 minutes a game?
Because Doc Rivers is evil.
Is Doc Rivers?
He's not evil.
He's being Doc.
I'm sorry. He's not evil. But he does not like Matisse Thybulle.
I don't know how you couldn't like that. 15-0. Just give the man 20 minutes.
Seriously. And it's like, on top of that, he's so improved from three. He's so improved. Like, in games where he has played with James Harden, he's like shooting above league average on three.
Damn. All right. That's what's up.
And it's not like you don't have James Harden, you know? Like, it's not like we have a new point guard that we're just being like, we don't want to try to figure out Matisse on the fly with a new point guard. No, it's still James Harden. Like
same dude you had last year. Trey took off the headset. He's upset.
I'm sorry. I just like Matisse a lot.
I mean, I would, because he's a tremendous defensive talent. Yeah,
greatest defensive talent in the entire league.
Damn. All right.
I'll stand by that. I'll happily stand by that.
I know a couple of years ago you were showing me like his per 36 for
They're insane.
Steals and blocks, and he would have been
like top 5 in both categories.
Top 5, if not like leading in steals or something.
He was leading in steals already.
Okay.
That was on like 23 minutes a game. He was leading
Which
in
is
steals.
ridiculous.
He's like 2.6 a game.
Ridiculous.
2.2 probably. But still, like that's the thing is like Tease gives you that, but that was also his, I believe, his worst offensive year. And his per 36 is still phenomenal. Like I think it was last year or the year before. I think it was last year where he was top 5 in steals per game.
Okay.
And he was the only guard / small forward in the top like 15 for blocks per game.
That's
like what?
Okay. I'm listening to this, and if I'm the Sixers, I get that Jay Crowder, Tease, and Korkmaz, my bad. I don't know if I do that.
I don't know if I do either, but
because he's younger. He's a younger player.
What are you gonna do with Tease on the bench? Would you rather have Tease on the bench where you have a coach who won't really play him? Like that's
unless
the thing.
that changes. Do you think Crowder would play more than Tease?
Yeah, because Doc loves his veterans.
Okay.
And so he likes veterans a lot. That's why PJ Tucker plays 35 minutes a game with a dead hand.
All right. So from an immediate impact, it would definitely make sense.
For
Doc Rivers.
From a Doc Rivers standpoint, from Doc Rivers as your coach, yeah, it makes sense. From just general assets and how much players should be valued comparatively makes zero sense. Because Tease is going to go somewhere else where...
Is he up this year? Or?
Yeah, he's up this year.
Okay.
He's a restricted free agent.
Okay.
But he's going to go somewhere else, and he's going to get legitimately probably like maybe max like $8 million a year on a short-term contract.
That's kind of a steal, though.
It is kind of a steal.
Great defensive player. You just
who hasn't
put
played
him on
like
the court.
A full year, though.
Just put him on the court.
Just put him
See
on
what
court.
happens.
It works out.
Jazz, Utah Jazz.
Utah Jazz would be a great
I'd
landing
like
spot.
that.
I would get a Matisse Thybulle Jazz jersey.
Word.
I wouldn't be a Jazz fan, but I'd be a Thybulle fan.
Yeah. That's acceptable, though.
And I'll be honest with you. Here's another big reason why I love Matisse, right?
Why?
His smile just fills me with joy.
I do
He
remember
just has a
seeing it
really
in the
good
movie.
smile. He goes, I go, aw, thanks, Tease. Appreciate that. I needed that
Yeah.
one today.
I wasn't feeling down, but if I was, you picked me up.
Listen, anytime I'm feeling down, I just look at Matisse Thybulle smiling.
Yeah, that is true. I have seen your search history. That's all it is.
Matisse
That's all
Thybulle
it
smile.
is.
Matisse Thybulle handshake with Furkan Korkmaz.
Mm-hmm.
More Matisse
A simple man.
Matisse Thybulle smiles. I really am a simple man.
Simple man.
I want few things. I want Matisse Thybulle to get meaningful minutes, and I want
Mhm.
PJ Tucker to be saved for the playoffs because I feel like he's going to be great there. Because don't get me wrong, PJ Tucker has been solid on defense.
Playoff
He has
PJ.
some bad like matchups occasionally, like
Mhm.
against the Thunder a couple nights ago. Not a great matchup for PJ Tucker.
That's fair.
But against like a Kevin Durant or a Giannis, bam, I'll put him on there. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. I got PJ.
I appreciate that. Well, we'll move on. We're done with our Suns talk.
Trey J. Crowder. That's the end of the Suns
Yeah,
talk.
moral of the story.
Trey J,
him,
Trey-
and
Trade Ayton. Honestly, trade Paul, and then double down. Trade Devin Booker.
just fresh start.
Fresh
You're in
start.
the finals a couple of years ago. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Send D-Book to
Literally with the same
Minnesota
team they have.
Timberwolves for Anthony Edwards.
Oh,
Actually, I stand by that. Do that.
okay.
Yeah. I like that trade
Okay.
a lot. Because the Timberwolves, I feel like that's better for them. And then
Mm-hmm.
D'Lo, D-Book, and Cat are all best friends.
They are. They're all buddies, bro.
That's good for morale.
D'Lo's on the move anyway. It sounds like.
Not if D-Book's there.
Not if D-Book's there. My bad, bro. But that'll be fun to see. Honestly, I'm excited for this trade deadline.
You know what?
I
Speaking,
think it's the 9th.
I think it is too. But
Yeah.
speaking of deloading
February. Deloading.
and the Timberwolves,
Mhm.
shout out to Justin Daly once again for
Yep.
approaching me after class and telling me to talk more about the Timberwolves. So here's your
That's your
daily
time.
Timberwolves talk right
Mhm.
here. D'Lo is gonna get traded.
Mhm.
Probably. He's making a lot of money. He's super aware of himself. He keeps saying stuff like if you mess up with me one time, that's it, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just super.
Taking it personal.
It is, and I'll be honest with you, D'Lo. You're not playing the best you've ever played. Your scoring is kind of down. You're averaging 17 points per game, but your efficiency is pretty solid. It's 46% right now.
Okay.
I've been a big D'Lo fan since he was on Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I just don't really fully understand
Mhm.
what the idea is there. But he just doesn't have to be that third option. His assists are down. He's averaging 6.2 assists. It's like one of his lowest. Rebounds is fine, normal stuff. His 3-point percentage is at a 36. That's really good. That's on 6 threes a night.
Okay.
His field goal percentage is 46.1. That's a career high right there. The only thing that's worse is his points, which is at like the fourth lowest in his career.
But you think for being the third scoring option on that team, 17 a night's not awful.
It's not awful, but at $35 million, that's a lot.
Yeah, for what the
a
contract
Midwest
is.
team,
Yeah.
for a Midwest team on top of that, that's a lot.
Small market, you don't like to see him.
And you have Malik Beasley, who gave you like 15 to 17 a night on like 10 mil.
Yep.
You're paying D'Lo like 34.
Ooh.
I know. It doesn't feel right. If I said like 25, you'd feel fine about it.
Yeah, I'd feel a lot better.
17 and 6 on 46, 36. That's solid.
Mhm.
A 25 mil deal. I'll be honest, for 30 mil, I would still pay it if I was like a coast team.
Yeah.
If
I
I,
mean, you
was,
have that
say,
luxury.
the Warriors.
The Warriors.
Get them back.
In a way.
I
Ain't no
love
way.
D'Lo on the Warriors so much.
That was a fun time. I agree with you. But,
It was very short-lived.
yeah, it was short lived.
It made no sense. It worked out great.
I thought they were gonna keep him.
Got them Andrew Wiggins
Uh-huh.
and that Minnesota pick.
Yep.
That turned into, I think, number 9 eventually, which was like Moses Moody.
All right.
Or it turned into a higher one, and it got you Jonathan Kuminga. They had like 2 lottery picks that year.
Either way, worked out really well for the Warriors.
Yeah.
Not as well for D'Lo. Wah, wah.
Rip D'Lo.
Yeah, honestly. Would have been cool to see him get a ring.
No.
All right.
So D'Lo's on the move. Rudy Gobert and Cat still makes no sense, but I still like it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Justin
holding
said.
out hope.
Justin said something to me today about Rudy Gobert and Cat, and I was like, when has Rudy Gobert ever scored like more than like 8 points in the playoff game? He got real quiet. But then he rebutted with some rebound stats. So I was like,
Okay.
I respect it.
That's his value.
I was like,
Rebound
you
and
know what?
protecting the
I
paint.
was like, Justin Daly,
It's always been
you know ball.
get him good wing defenders, and you don't have to worry about,
Yeah.
homeboy driving in the paint and wide open butt booty naked corner three. But anyway, we're going on. This was kind of trending last week on Twitter. It's who do you think of when we say the name Melo?
Nathan, who do you think of? If I go, Melo.
Melo, I think of Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, okay.
I think for our age group, barely by our age group now.
We
that's the appropriate response.
We got like the end of the Melo Knicks year.
We really did. And we got him in Portland, a little bit of Lakers action.
We got him in OKC for a while.
Yep, OKC. Oh, that was fun to watch because as a Jazz fan, we kind of spanked him.
Shut up.
So
I
do
was
remember those days.
I
Those
was
were
so
awesome.
sure that was a super team, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You would think on paper it looked not too shabby.
I loved it.
But
I also, at the time, I had a very anti-Melo vendetta because he was a mid-range shooter.
Full circle, dude.
I love Melo.
Full circle.
I want him in Philadelphia now.
Full circle.
If the Sixers either get Carmelo Anthony or Derrick Rose, I will buy a jersey no matter what.
All right. That's cool. That'd be a cool jersey, though.
I would love those.
But, yeah. Who do you think of when you say Melo? I say Carmelo Anthony. Trey?
Carmelo Anthony.
All right.
The New York Knicks.
You're a LaMelo Ball guy.
Shut up.
That's who it was. Well, I see the jersey right now.
Oh, I do have a LaMelo Ball City Edition Charlotte jersey.
Yes, he does.
Yep. It says Charlotte.
Yes, it does.
3 big letters on the front.
What are the letters, though?
Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Big 3 letters.
All right.
Trying to keep this one from being explicit because our last one got marked as explicit too.
I saw that. I was like, man, we have some potty mouths. But basically,
I'll be honest with you, Nathan. It's not me.
Sometimes, man. Sometimes.
I'll say damn.
Yeah. I do like the S word. If you don't know what that is, look it up.
Shiitake mushrooms.
Shiitake mushrooms, baby. But yeah, it was between Carmelo and
Carmelo Anthony.
Ball. And I want to say as the years go on, I think more people will identify Melo with LaMelo Ball. That's just how it is.
That's so gross.
And I think that makes us old because we'll hear that and we'll be like, oh, you guys don't know the real Melo.
Shaking my cane at him.
Yeah, literally.
Like,
that's
Carmelo Anthony was a god.
Yeah. He was, LaMelo Ball's nothing compared to him.
Carmelo Anthony was so much better than LaMelo Ball. Even though neither got a ring. Hot take right here.
I don't think, you know what? I'd hop on board with that. I don't think LaMelo Ball's going to win one.
No championship.
Not in Charlotte.
Ever. Oh, I'm an old man now.
I see the back pain. There's a cane that appeared out of nowhere.
I can make just keep talking about stuff. I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah. I do think as time goes on, more people will identify with Melo being LaMelo Ball. And it makes sense. When I first saw that, I was like, oh, okay, Carmelo. And then I was like, oh, shoot, LaMelo Ball too. So if I'm having that realization and thought that Melo can be, I guess, deemed with 2 different people, then I know for a damn fact that people that are just now getting into the league and watching basketball. Yeah, wow, look at you. LaMelo's going to be their true Melo. Trey now has an old man mask on.
Carmelo Anthony.
It's kind of creepy, I won't lie, with how good the mask looks. I'm trying to find my phone. Oh, I'm going to take a picture of it so y'all can see later.
Carmelo.
You would think it was like a Halloween special or something.
Anthony.
No, I just have this for fun.
You really do. You had that freshman year too.
I've had this for years.
Yeah. It's awesome though. I don't remember oh no, not the he's licking his lips, bro. I'm kind of creeped out. Sure. I'm kind of creeped out.
That's fair.
I don't like it, Trey.
I'm sorry.
I don't like it, dude.
Listen, Nathan, I'm an old head now.
Oh my god. Y'all will see this later on the socials. Because I'm deeply
on the socials.
Disturbed. On the socials.
Yeah. Okay, what are we going to next?
Let's see. Sorry, guys. I have to pull up our spreadsheet again. Oh, well, we can talk about
Can we talk
Senor
about
Steph?
Steph?
We
Yeah.
can talk about Steph.
Hold on, let me become a young head again for this one.
Yeah, you got to with how disrespectful you might become here. So there's been a lot going on, or I think a lot going on Twitter of Steph Curry now being compared to Michael Jordan, and that quote is coming from Steve Kerr, who, as you should know, played with MJ. He said that Steph Curry is today's Michael Jordan.
He's also the head coach of the Warriors and Steph, if you didn't know that as well.
Yeah, he is. All right, Trey, you get into it.
Well, so first and foremost, like that's just so disrespectful to say, right? Because
outlandish, dude.
It's so outlandish to say because Steph Curry is better than MJ ever was.
Boo.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's not true. That's not true at all.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We had so many capabilities that we never really used.
Just joking.
No, absolutely Steph Curry is not as good as MJ. That's
okay.
Far and away MJ's ahead of Curry will be. Unless Curry wins like 4 more championships or something crazy.
Talking about 4, Jesus.
Yeah, like that's how much it needs to be for him to beat MJ in my head. MJ will always probably be my number 2, or he's interchangeable with number 1 for a reason, right? You could say LeBron, you could say MJ, and you can always be right.
Yeah,
because it's different eras. Like I can't argue with that. That being said, I understand the comparison of saying Steph is MJ because Steph's got so many. He has 4 rings. He has 4 rings.
Yep.
2 2-peats, and then he lost 1, and then he won 1, and then he lost 1, and then he won. No, then he lost 1, and then he was down for 2 years, and then he won 1. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
That being said, MJ never didn't get Finals MVP.
Yep. Got all
MJ
kinds of...
won 2 3-peats.
Got a couple DPOYs.
I understand the reasoning because it's like a lot of the league runs through the Warriors now. Or at least it did for most of our time growing up watching basketball. Like it definitely ran through Cleveland
like
and
the
Golden
2010s,
State.
dude.
And still, that was the Cleveland Golden State still ran through Golden State. There's a reason that they blew a 3-1 lead, but they were also 3-1 in championships during that time period. 3 of those over Cleveland. So it's just a little crazy. But I totally get what Steve Kerr's saying, and I'll go as far as say I agree with the analogy.
Okay.
Even if I don't agree with him being on the same level as MJ.
Okay. At first, when I brought this up to you before we started recording, you really had me thinking that you're like all on board with Steph being the MJ.
He's
like,
definitely closer
wholeheartedly, and
like,
I was
in terms of like championships. He's the closest thing to a MJ we have other than LeBron, who went to 10 straight.
Yep.
Like that's like you're not really the MJ unless you can be on that LeBron level.
I mean, when I look at the championships alone, it'd be those 2 in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because that's all you can put in the conversation for that. But when I think of MJ, I understand how ridiculously dominant he was, not only as just a defender, but an offensive threat. And we do have Curry with his ability to shoot the 3, and that's obviously changed the game.
Yeah.
And there's no denying that. But MJ was such a just offensive dominant person, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Is ridiculous. And I think if Curry had that, and granted his size doesn't help, just how he plays the game doesn't help. He's a little more finesse based than MJ ever was.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have that physical.
Probably not. MJ probably could be more finesse. He just didn't have that option.
Yeah.
Like
it wasn't the era of basketball either.
You had to be brutal.
Yeah, you had to put your shoulder down and fricking go into someone. I guess there's the era thing, so maybe this isn't even fair to compare in general, but I don't think.
I would say if you're going, because
I think play
Jordan
style, I would
took away everyone's championships. He took away all of Utah's. He took away Charles Barkley's. He took away other players as well.
The
like
ruiner
Hakeem,
of so many legacies.
Hakeem only got his because Jordan retired. Like, I understand why you say that with Curry too. LeBron, without Curry being a thing,
LeBron would have
7 rings. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Wait, 7, 6 rings. They lost 7.
Yeah,
they
I
lost
think it's
3.
7.
They lost 3 to him. Yeah, 7 rings. That'd be crazy.
Yep.
He'd be on track to beat Bill Russell.
Yep.
Well, not on track, but he'd be the closest thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy.
Spread. Yeah. I don't know. I just think of the dominance. I would say play style LeBron would be
the
closer.
Closest thing to MJ.
Yeah.
And in dominance.
Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah. Dominance.
Yeah,
He's so physically dominating. You don't have that in the league today. So I'm gonna disagree with you, Steve Kerr, on all levels. Appreciate you trying to hype up your boy.
I'm not gonna disagree on all levels, but yeah, that's it.
Disagree in part.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that. We got the Suns woes. We kind of talked about that earlier.
They suck.
Yeah, they suck. They gotta figure something out. Trades are coming, baby.
They're
I'm
not
excited about it. You don't think?
I don't think they're gonna do anything.
I think
they're too set in almost winning a championship one year.
Yeah, which makes sense. They're like, oh, we have the same team. Why can't we run it back? But
you suck.
You gotta evolve, bro.
Look
Look
at
at
the
league.
You relied on campaign to go God mode for a little bit in that during that player up front, which he did, but he hasn't done it since.
Kind of, you're relying on a very
everyone is getting so much better. I mean, the Mavericks beat the crap out of you last year, 7 games.
Yep.
Guess what? They added Christian Wood.
Yep. Mavs are a slightly better team.
Yeah.
And
you didn't add anything.
Nope. Nuggets are a better team. Grizzlies are a better team.
No,
Pelicans are a better. You don't think the Grizzlies are?
I was responding to the Nuggets.
Oh my gosh. They got MPJ back and Jamal. It's just Jokic running out there last time. They still have Jokic.
L Jokic.
Man, could be a back-to-back MVP.
He's not going to win MVP this year.
I don't think either. I think because of voter fatigue.
It's going to be Luka. I think
Luka? I don't think it'll be Luka.
I'm hoping Joel, because I'm always going to be hoping for Joel. But he's not getting enough talk about it. I think he really has Tatum or Luka.
Tatum or Luka? I think Tatum would win over Luka.
I don't know, man. Luka's averaging like 38.
Yeah.
Something crazy. He's leading the league right now.
No, he's doing his thing, but I think they'll fall in love with the idea of a Celtics player winning it. Tatum's putting up great stats. Team's first in the East. I do know stat-wise, Joel is beating Tatum and Jokic in a couple categories, so I won't get into that a whole lot, but team's first in the East. The league seems to really be liking what they're seeing from Tatum, and we'll see, dude. We'll see. Last thing on our list, LeBron, 361 points away from being the number 1 all-time leading scorer in the NBA. Kind of crazy.
He gets season-ending injury to like tomorrow.
Don't say it.
That'd be so sad.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, we're pounding on the wood, but I did some numbers really quick. If you were just average 28 points per game, over his next 11 point something, he'd pass it. So it's kind of cool to.
That's pretty cool
To see that. We'll
He's
see
definitely
that
gonna pass it this season.
before February ends.
That's true.
Ooh, when's All-Star game? Maybe not before February because there's
That's
like
true.
a week or week
true.
and a half
I
off.
think about that.
Well,
still,
it's coming
we'll
up.
See it this season.
Yeah,
no
which is
what.
cool to think about. A record that I think many people for the longest time thought would never be touched, never be sniffed. Here we are.
LeBron still looks like he's in his prime.
He really
does. Go
does.
another like 10 years.
I saw something. Someone was saying that LeBron should begin more MVP consideration.
He should be.
Yeah. If he can sneak the Lakers into
play-in.
I don't even think play-in. I think he needs to be a little higher than that.
Think 6?
I think 6 would at least solidify him a top 5.
Listen, they're never going to give LeBron another MVP. Because if we went off of MVP, it should be LeBron every year. Who's the most valuable player? You add LeBron to whatever team, no matter what, they are a contender.
They're going to try to be.
No other player can do that. You put Steph Curry on a team like the New York Knicks, they're not a contender, in my opinion.
You don't think?
No.
Wow.
No, because you'd have to trade their best. You'd have to trade either RJ Barrett or Julius Randle for that.
Man.
If you put Steph Curry on like Houston, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't think.
If
Houston
you put LeBron on Houston, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm well aware the battery is running low. Hush. We have 10% left.
Sorry, y'all.
Sorry. My computer almost always dies during this podcast.
It does. That's because we like to talk ball.
We like to talk ball. We know ball sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
that's
we get educated. Sometimes we get educated.
Sometimes. And we appreciate that.
I usually educate you about Sixers players.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Quite frequently.
You just point out how wrong I am about Jordan Clarkson sometimes.
Yep, that's my specialty. We love Jordan Clarkson.
Oh
I do think it was funny though. Fred VanVleet had himself a little bit of a game.
He really
dropped
did.
like a 33-piece chicken nugget meal, bro.
Right after.
Yeah, I was like, man, I know Fred's listening.
Yep.
We had a couple Canada downloads for our podcast.
Do we really?
So, yeah.
Shout
it was
out
like,
Big Fred. Freddie V.
Freddie V.
I hope he was. Fred, if you're listening and you're
Some
listening
extra
now,
motivation
hey,
in the locker room.
you proved us wrong. You did great, man.
Yeah. I still think Clarkson's better than you, but
He does still.
you might not be in a Raptors jersey by trade deadline.
I'll be in your support, Fred.
All right, there you go. You got one man.
That's right.
Corner.
One of the two man, the only basketball podcast in the nation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's us.
The one and only.
Don't
Big
look
pod.
up anything else.
Nope.
Hashtag
If
big
you
pod.
look up anything else, you're just wrong and they're lying to you. It's misinformation.
I was gonna say fake news, so we went the same way with it.
Okay, yeah. Same thought process, train of thought. But I think that's all we got, though, for today.
I think it is.
Oh, really quick, shout out Walker Kessler.
Ooh,
Utah
he's been playing
Jazz.
nice.
Third right now, Rookie of the Year voting, or projection ladder,
Yep.
whatever you want to call it. Dropped to 2020 last night.
Ooh.
And he has better season stats than Rudy Gobert, which is awesome. Go Jazz. All right, that's all I had. Probably could have talked about that a little more, but oh well.
We could have. The computer will die soon, though.
Yep. Guys, it's been real.
It's been fun.
Till next week. Deuces.
I thought he was gonna finish. It's been real. It's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. Deuces.